up to the stage. Let's welcome Annette. She's coming in. And also, um, let's say, yes, we already said it. A nice thank you to Louisa. So, what me and Annette are going to talk about, we're going more into the energy of things, and we're going to be talking about raising your vibration to thrive in all areas. And we even are going to dabble in a little bit about fertility. All
Yeah.
right. So here's Annette. Hello. How are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me? Is my microphone working?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. How are you? I'm so happy to be here, Katie. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for inviting me.
So happy for you to be here. You look so cute.
Thank
I
you.
love that outfit. Your hair is rocking.
I actually went a little lighter for like the first time in my life. So this is a new thing for me.
Yeah, because I saw you had like dark brown hair and
Yes.
it,
Yeah, this
girl, it
is
looks good.
a new year thing. So
New year, new you.
yeah.
It's looking amazing. So, okay, Annette, I'm going to read your bio really quick to everybody so they can really understand what you're all about. And then we're going to get started. Okay. So, Annette, can you say your last name for me? I do not want to butcher it.
Figueretto. I tell people it rhymes with amaretto.
Ah, that's a good
Like
way to remember it.
Figueretto.
Figueretto. I got
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Cool.
And
So,
it's
Annette, Annette is an energy healer and a wellness coach specializing in fertility. Annette uses the principles of sound and light to create change within the woman's body. Her therapeutic approach includes breath work and sounding to help women raise their vibration and prepare their entire being for conception and birth. Annette's proprietary heartfelt fertility method prepares the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies for having a baby. Annette also specializes in cleansing and moving stuck energy in order to remove the unseen blocks that are getting in the way. Oh, boom, we are diving headstrong into that right now today. Her program is modeled after the exact methodology that she used to manifest her baby as a first-time mother over the age of 40 when doctors told her she had less than a 5% chance of conceiving. That's incredible. So she's also a licensed massage therapist, a yoga practitioner, a transformational coach. She understands the importance of nervous system health and the role stress plays in blocking fertility. She's trained at top spas and wellness centers around the world to perform authentic healing protocols designed to detoxify, rejuvenate, restore, and balance in the body. She teaches women to use some of the same self-healing protocols, daily rituals, and anti-aging techniques that naturally restore the innate wisdom of the body. And she also imparts ancient secrets not known or little understood in our Western culture to help her clients supersede their health and ultimately optimal fertility. Wow. Incredible. She graduated from the University of Florida, bachelor's in advertising, and then I love this, transformed into a wellness entrepreneur. This is exactly my story, pretty much. Exactly. Enjoyed a bustling career, domestic, international advertising, exciting promotional products, and she's choreographed for multiple brands around the world. Awesome. Her innate thirst for life, knowledge, and happiness is evident in everything that she puts her mind to. She resides in Miami, love Miami, and her greatest pleasure and pastime is raising her 5-year-old son, Jack. So
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
Awesome. So you're in Miami right now?
I am, yes.
That's why you're wearing all summery, nice stuff.
Yeah. It's actually it's pretty warm today. It was freezing a couple of days ago, but by freezing I mean like 55 or something.
Girl, that ain't free.
Yeah. So, I love this topic because for me, using metaphysics is such an important tool for how we can thrive. It's like something that like people don't normally ever go to, and I live in that world. So this is like just such a fascinating topic, and I love sharing how women and people in general can implement these tools in their lives. So
Yeah.
whatever you want to dive into, I'm all game.
There's so much to dive into. First, I just want to bring to your awareness that nobody believes that you're over 40.
I thought I was like 24. I was like, thank you. Thank
You're
you so much.
like this girl's 24 years old. You look great. You look great. So we definitely have some things to learn from Annette, I'd say. Okay, so let's just dive into it. So how in general what's vibration, right? And then how do we tune into it, control it, raise it?
Sure. Okay. So for starters, life is vibration. If things are stopped or stagnant or there's no flow, then there's really no life. So you want things to be moving all the time. Things are constantly changing, and that's part of, as we progress through life, we need to embrace the changes, and that's going to help us to ride the tides with more grace. But vibration is movement. It is movement. The tools that I use from the perspective of, well, everything is vibration, but sound to me is one of the most profound tools that we have, because when we use sound, and by sound, I mean music, but I also mean the sound of our own voice. So we can use the sound of our own voice to tune ourselves up to a higher frequency, to raise our vibration. And so I use seed sounds very commonly with my women, particularly in my fertility program. Almost everyone in my classes has some aspect of sound to it. We can even do some exercises today if you want, towards the end or whenever. We can do a seed sound together and just have everyone, give them the experience of sounding, of using your voice. The throat is a center of creation. It's our throat chakra, our fifth chakra. We create so much through our throat. And if you think about the power of our words, this is one of the things I talk about ad nauseum, the power of the word to create. And it all starts with our thoughts. So our thoughts create the intentions, our feelings, our thoughts, our words, and then that turns into our actions. But the power that we have with our word is insane. And that's another vibration, even the spoken word. So when you speak, I am creating a vibration with my words. It's all sound, right? Sound. Our thoughts and our intentions also have a vibration. So vibration is really in everything around us, and it's about tapping into rhythm and creating a vibration that's harmonious. So when we have positive intentions and positive thoughts and create positive words and create positive outcomes, that's all uplifting our vibration. And I also use sacred music, so that even if you're totally in a funk, if you turn on the music, by the law of vibration and the law of osmosis, you're going to absorb the positive vibrations of the sacred sounds. So you'll absorb it in the cells of your body, and that's going to create a change within you on the cellular level. And we can use this with music. We can use this with essential oils. You have essential oils, you can change yourself on the inside, deep in the cellular level, because it's all about vibration. Oils also carry vibration.
Wow. Okay, I want to talk about the oil for a little bit, for a second, real quick. So I have a bunch of essential oils, and honestly, I don't understand what to do with them. Like, so is there like a certain type of oil like that can promote more high vibes or like uplifting energy? Is it like a certain aroma that you can smell? Like if somebody's feeling kind of depressed or down, especially with winter, I know a lot of my people here in Seattle right now, it's like cold and rainy. Can they use like a specific essential oil to kind of like add into the vibration?
Yes. So interestingly, every single oil has a frequency. The oil with the highest, and I'm talking about essences, like plant essences. So the oil that extracted from like the leaves or the flowers or possibly the roots or the bark. So they come from the plants themselves, and they're taken from different parts of the plant, and those create different oils. The ones with the higher vibrations are the ones that are extracted from the flowers. So if you think about the flowers, they're like the final fruit of the tree. Right. So the roots, anything that's taken from the roots, are going to be much more grounding. The trunk itself, the barks, all that, there's going to be more like solidarity, structure, strength could come from those types of oils. But the oils that are extracted from the leaves and then ultimately the flowers are going to have a much more uplifting effect. And it's kind of like, if you think about, they're closer to heaven. So you're bringing more of that divine into yourself if you're ingesting or just smelling the oils. The oil with the highest frequency is rose oil, extracted from rose petals. Those are the highest frequency. There's also two variations of lotus flowers. There's the pink lotus and the blue lotus flower that have a very high frequency as well. So just by taking those, surrounding yourself with them, you can rub them on your pulse points, on your neck points, put them behind your knees, put them all over yourself if you want. you're naturally going to raise your vibration. Disease will not be in your arena when you are surrounded with these high vibration oils, high frequency oils. So the rose oil, for example, is very expensive. For like a 5 milliliter, like a really tiny amount, it's like $500. It might even be even more now with supply being short everywhere. But that's for like a tiny little bit. But when you use it, it is so impactful and it can change your whole life around. And rose oil is an oil that goes in there and in a loving way allows you to change your life. So I always recommend rose oil, but of course it's not feasible for everyone because of how, it's a very costly oil. But you can use ylang ylang, has a similar effect. Yasmin oil has a similar effect. And these are essential oils, so essences. Not to be confused with nut oils, which is like sesame seed oil, sweet almond oil, olive oil, which you can put all over your body. And as a massage therapist and a trainer for spas, we train all the oils, how calming they are for the nervous system. So if there's any kind of anxiety or nervous tension, or even if you're worried about something, you're going through a particularly stressful time, you can just massage your body. You take oil, even from your kitchen cabinet, olive oil, if that's all you have on hand, massage yourself with it. Go from the extremities, from the wrist up towards your heart. Basically, you're going from your extremities, so ankles towards your heart, wrist towards your heart, and just douse yourself in as much oil as you can. You can put it on your head. Allow your scalp to be immersed in oil. There's different kinds of oil formulations for the hair, but without getting into too many, and I have, anybody wants any like brands or whatever, just reach out to me. I have a few that I highly recommend, but you can just put it on the scalp of your head. That's going to calm down your nervous system also. So there's lots of little tricks and things you can do. Oils began my energy journey. Yes. And, they tap into the olfactory nerve in your brain, which is tied to old memories. So sometimes they can instigate like childhood memories and positive, as well as perhaps some traumatic ones. But if you're working with some really good oils, it will sort of cleanse and allow you to process those traumatic memories and traumatic experiences in a loving way, especially when you're using something like rose oil. Frankincense also does this. There's lots of oils you can use for transformation on your path. I'm going to give you another one real quick. Mugwort is a fantastic one. It's super strong, super cleansing. Do not use it during pregnancy. Okay. It's really a mover. So you want to wait until either labor or, if you're not trying to get pregnant, then mugwort is a great one. It moves energy like there's no tomorrow, and it can change stuff around for you very quickly.
So that would be a good one to put on if you're feeling stuck, for instance, like you're just feeling like I'm in this place with my mindset or my body, and I'm like, it's just been like this and I'm frustrated. So it's mugwort.
Yes, mugwort, MUGWORT.
Cool.
Mugwort. And it's a mover of stuck energy. That is the best way to put it. The mover of stuck energy. So yes.
Everyone should have that in their little, like in their toiletry kit.
Yeah, and it's a strong smell. It's got a strong smell. And I have one of my really good friends, they have their own oil aromatherapy company. It's called Sacred Scents Aromatherapy. They're out of California. They used to work for Wisdom of the Earth and a few others, and they ended up creating their own, and I swear by them because of how pure their their process is, and they meditate on the oils and all that. So if anyone's looking for a really good company, I highly recommend them.
So Nikki just asked, can we use mugwort for fertility?
Prior to getting pregnant, yes, because it will clear things. Yes.
Awesome.
You just don't want to use it if you're already pregnant, just to be on the safe side.
And do you put it like in a carrier oil before you put it onto the skin, or is it safe to just kind of pat around?
And put it right on your skin. Amazing. Of course, always test. If you want to test, and if you have any allergies or know you might have allergies, definitely test or stay away from stuff that you're allergic to. These are plants, but people can be allergic to plants. So just keep that in mind.
And then they just asked the name of the company again that you mentioned. That's your friends. It's called Sacred Scents.
Sacred Scents is CENTS, aromatherapy. It's my friends Lemia and Josh. They're fantastic practitioners, all super in the healing. They could have been on here too. I just thought about them. They're amazing. Yeah, Lemia and Josh.
Awesome. Well, that was super interesting because I've like been wanting to learn more about essential oils because I know that they're powerful. I know like they have a lot of energy, they're high vibe, and I'm like, but I just don't know what to do with it besides putting it maybe in a diffuser or something like that. So this is awesome. And also speaking about going back to how we were talking about like sounds, right? Vibrational sounds, as far as the things that we say to ourselves, right? Um, what are some really powerful, like high vibration mantras that people can say to themselves if they're in a funk to sort of get out of it?
Yeah, you know, one that I really love is so simple, and it's I am, I am. And I follow the teachings of Dr. Joseph Michael Levry. He's a spiritual master and a yogi. He's the founder of Nam Yoga. And his mantras are, I love the music that he has with it. And so I have a sort of kind of a ritual where you fan your heart. So you bring your hands, you know, just alternating, and you're following along with the music, but we don't have the music. You could just meditate on I am, and concentrate on the loving vibration coming into your heart. Your heart has an electromagnetic field. Our body has an electromagnetic field, but our heart has it's the furthest expansion of our entire body. So the largest amount of the field is going to be coming from the heart. So if you focus on expanding your heart space, you can actually take out and extend your electromagnetic field beyond 10 feet and way more than that. And this has been measured before. You know, I've measured it on myself and other people with like tuning forks. Like as soon as you start to walk towards someone, you could be 10 feet away, and all of a sudden the little tuning forks will go like that because they'll sense the energy field of the person. So I've done similar work, and I know the types of mantras that are really good. And I am is one of those that expands, because you're tuning into yourself, your own sacredness. And when you get yourself in the right space, right, when you are intentional about it and you're saying the mantra, I am, and by the way, I am is the most, or one of the most creative mantras we can use, because anything that comes after I am is like a manifestation. Like you are calling it into your being. So you can say, I am powerful. I am creative. I am fertile. So whatever it is that you're working on, you want to use an I am statement. And I love working with my clients on this. And this is one of the foundational things in my, you know, in what I do. But like all of my clients have their I am statement, but I am fertile. I am creative. Whatever goal you have, you want to use that on a daily basis. And you can bring in the ritual of fanning your heart. And if anyone is interested, I can also send along a link to the music. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I think that someone just asked what was the name of the person the teachings came from.
Yeah, Joseph Michael Levry.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I have my clients do the same thing. They create a personal statement. I am a blank, blank, blank. I have them do 3 words that are powerful manifestations that they want to own, because I preach it all the time. Words are powerful.
Yes.
So I'm reading the chat right now. I am abundant, and then immediately you feel like it's this is a good thing.
Yep. So you need to find something that you believe is true and attach it to that. So you woke up this morning and you're lucky to be alive. You have an abundance of life. You are abundant. You have an abundance of life. You're alive. So you say, I am abundant. I am alive. I am infinite, because you are infinite. We're all light beings at the end of the day. We all have limitless power. You are the operant power. You are able to create your own destiny. And so you want to attach that I am statement to something that you do believe is true. And even if you might not look at it as like, well, I'm alive, like whatever, so what? So you've got to really get intentional about it. because you're creating with your thoughts and your words, and so if you are, and your feelings, like we were just talking about in the previous interview, is so important, your feelings. So you've got to believe it in order for it to work. Sometimes though, it's okay to just like fake it till you make it. It's all right with the feelings, because the feelings will catch up. But if it's not happening, if you're still saying the affirmations, but really inside you're believing something else, you've got to really unearth what that is and change that from the inside out. And so you are abundant because you are alive. So you've got to like find a way to believe what you're saying, and then it will start to turn around for you. And then you will realize, you know what, I am abundant. And then that's going to start to expand into other areas of being abundant. And you will see that things will start coming to you. But you've got to believe it. You've got to say it and you've got to believe it. This is a good distinction. Thank you, Shamali.
Yeah, owning it. Oh, and we just had someone posted in the chat. Perfect. The link to Joseph Michael Levery's website. Yeah.
That's it. Dr. Joseph Michael Levery. He's the founder of Nam Yoga.
Amazing. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other ways. So we know we have mantra, affirmation. We have essential oils, right? And then you had mentioned before too, listening to certain types of music and actually really like embodying that. So do you have, and one of them I guess would be from Joseph's, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, he is really what I have found to be the most profound, because when he creates music, he actually composes them also according to the moon cycles. So always will be on the waxing moon, always will be on an auspicious day. We also look at the energy behind the numbers of the day. So like the one, for example, is governed by the very first creative planet, which is the sun. This is based on Kabbalistic wisdom. So I bring this in as well. But I know that Dr. Joseph Michael Levery's music is all done according to those principles. So other types of music might as well. I'm not as intimate with their process. I know very much the process of Dr. Levery's music. That's why I use it. So that is definitely the music I would recommend when you're trying to bring in high vibration. So he's got I am. He has another beautiful one that's Rama, Rama. And Rama is another really nice mantra. Ra stands for the sun. So you're bringing sunlight in, and you're also bringing all of the qualities that the sun inhibits, which is leadership, creation, health. The sun is like the heart in our body is like the sun to the solar system. So the sun, the heart, creates the perfect health within our body. And so when we also meditate on the qualities of the sun, we're working on our heart at the same time. There's a lot of symbolism related to ancient wisdom that the Egyptians used, because the Egyptians really did a lot with the heart and with also reverence of the sun as a way of bringing health into their body. So when we meditate on a mantra like Rama, you're using Ra, which stands for the sun, and Ma stands for the moon. It's also the masculine energy, the Ra, like the fire, the upward triangle, and the Ma is the moon, the water, and it's the receptacle, it's the lower triangle. And when you bring the two together, like if you think of Ra, and I'm really like kind of tying two things together here that are not normally tied together, but the Ra is the upward triangle. The Ma is the lower facing triangle. You put them together and you've got 6 points, which is the 6-pointed star. I mean, I can't show it to you here, but if you were to merge them together, you'd have the Star of David. And that's the perfect balance. That's the perfect marriage. It is uniting the masculine and the feminine forces in one and creating total balance. And when we meditate on Rama, that's what you're doing for our body. You're creating emotional health, you're balancing the emotions, you're balancing the whole body in totality and bringing everything in perfect alignment.
Awesome. I love that. The Star of David. I'm reading what Kaz just posted. I'll read it out loud. If you lie or bend truths with others, in your professional opinion, does this contradict these mantras, and or does it have adverse results? I am as a manifestation, and your ways of lying or bending truths, which is spine, as a real life energy, does one have more of an impact than the other, since one is an outward thought and the other is actually what's happening? You
I'm not
understand
sure
that?
I totally understand the question. If you lie or bend truth with others and you prevent, does this contradict these mantras? Okay, so what I will say is that if you are on a spiritual path and if you start working like either with a spiritual teacher or with a spiritual coach, or you're working with spiritual principles, you need to stay on the straight and narrow, because the backlash of the karma will be even stronger. But it's got a purpose to teach you a lesson. So regardless of whether you're on the path or not, those who are following more of these spiritual principles and actively bringing them into their life, it needs to be done with the right intention, and everything needs to be on the up and up and on the straight and narrow. So I don't know if that answers the question, but regardless of whether you're doing mantras or not, there's going to be a backlash when there's some kind of, when people aren't being transparent, or if you're in a way like hiding things or bending the truths. For sure, there's going to be a backlash, regardless of whether there's mantras or not. But I will say, when you're doing this work, that it's even more important that you use your words wisely, that you're speaking life into everyone that you see, that you're using your words to uplift, never to destroy. And even here's one thing I will say, because sometimes this trips people up. They're like, well, I want to be like this way. Like, let's say, I want to be a leader and I want to do this and that, but I'm shrinking and I'm so not that way. And so like, if I force myself, and I'm just using this as an example, this could be for any situation or quality that you're trying to embody. But if I try to come across this way, then it's like I'm being inauthentic. It's not really who I am. That's not true. You always want to bring out your best person, always, at all times, and speak to that person. It doesn't matter if you were just flipping out an hour ago, or crying an hour, or doing something that was not like the quality that you are trying to embody in your life. It doesn't matter. You always speak the highest truth about yourself. Always. It does not matter what just happened. And we have the ability to recreate ourselves every single moment of every day. Every day is a new day. And there's different times of the year that we have the ability to recreate. On our birthday, because you're starting, it's like a new cycle begins on the day of your birthday. So every year on your birthday, that's a new cycle you can create. The equinoxes, every single equinox. So like the summer solstice, the winter solstice, the fall equinox. So it's the times around June 21, September 21, December 21, give or take a day. March 21 is the next one we have coming up, the spring equinox. These are times when you can recreate yourself. It's a way of cleansing out what doesn't work and starting a new pattern, starting a new shift in your life. It's possible when we work with the seasons, when we work in harmony with nature, to recreate ourselves. You can do that. So it's nice to have like a little ritual to do around the equinoxes. It can include some sound mantra, some affirmations, some prayers, some visualization exercises, some breath work, as a way of like getting out the old, clearing and cleaning yourself, and being very intentional about what you're creating. So the equinox is one of those times. It's also the new year. So every new year, like January 1st, and especially the very first 12 days of the year are the most impactful. Then it's the first 31 days of the year is the next most impactful. So we're in that right now. So these first 31 days are the most important compared to the remaining, 200 and whatever days there are remaining beyond that. These are, 300 and some. These are the most impactful days compared to the rest of the year. You are seeding the rest of your year with what you do in the month of January. And that's just the way it works Kabbalistically. These are universal laws. These are rhythms of nature. It's like in the very beginning is the end. So you want to work what you have at the beginning. You want to put all the most positive forces and influences in the beginning so that the fruit at the end is the best quality fruit you can get. And so we do this with fertility. We do this with any project we're starting to work on. We do this with any change that you have. The very beginning is what dictates what happens at the end. So for this year, you're in that zone right now. So you can make it count with everything that you've been listening to and everything you're going to continue to listen to. You make it count by what you bring in this last few days of January. So impactful. Don't underestimate the power of it.
Oh, I love that. Like, that's like a boom statement because if you showed up for this, like this is huge that you're like making yourself, your life a priority in this time frame. Like it's no joke. Like she just said, it's a universal law. You're setting yourself up for success. So stick with the masterclass today. Don't hop out. Stay in and do the work and do the learnings. And if you've been debating doing something for yourself, but you've been a little bit hesitant, or hiring that coach, or finally doing that program, whatever it's going to take to get you to the next level, this is the time to really commit and do it and break through your fears and break through the blocks and just go for it. Okay. Listen to the feedback Annette is giving. So thank you, Annette, so much. I want to share quickly what is what well, of course, like what does thriving mean to you? That's the first question I'm going to ask. I ask all the speakers this.
Okay, great. Yeah, so thriving for me is it's all about expansion. It's all about just stepping out of your comfort zone and going for it, going all in, expansion, and it's creation. And for me, and like, especially with what I do all the time, it is about being your most fertile self. That's thriving, because when we are fertile in everything, in our spirit, in our thoughts, in our body, we are thriving. And that to me is thriving.
Yes, I love that. And I know that you have a free gift as well. All of the speakers do today. So what is yours?
So I would love to give away my daily rituals masterclass. So
Ooh.
I have a course, and these are fantastic daily rituals. They're simple and some not so simple, but there's 10 of them total that you can incorporate, and you can see what resonates with you and just take what you like. I have a course, but what I've done is I have created a master class to give you the best of the course. So that is my free gift. It's about an hour and a half master class for the daily rituals. Yeah, and then these are
Amazing.
daily rituals to boost your fertility, but they can be used to create anything that you want.
Because you're birthing things like every day. We're birthing things, whether you're male or female. We're birthing that new project. We're birthing that new business. We're birthing that new version of ourself. So fertility, I want everyone to just get, like, doesn't have to mean birthing a human being. It could be birthing anything that you want to create. And we get to all tap into that, whether we're male or female or wanting to have kids or not. So thank you, Annette. And also, because I know people are going to want to follow with you, because I love this conversation. So many people love this conversation. You have social media, right? And what is that in your website?
So you can go to AnnetteFigueredo.com. I'm also on Facebook. At my business page is at Annette, it's at Hello Annette Figueredo, or Facebook Hello Annette Figueredo, and then on Instagram it's just my name, Annette Figueredo.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much. Enjoy, everyone. And it's just a few hours. Soak it up. You're setting up the rest of your year with what you're doing right here.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. All right, guys, let's say thank you to Annette. How awesome was that? Okay.